So just the other day, Trump made this announcement.
Military service members will receive a special we call warrior dividend before Christmas, a warrior dividend.
And different people are feeling different ways. Like this guy,
wondering if his warrior dividends were going to be bullshit, and it's coming out that they're bullshit.
versus how people like this guy feel about these checks.
Honorable DJT is responsible. The deposit hit 1776.
So today we're going to take a dive into doing some research about the warrior dividend checks and see what's really going on with them. But first, I just want to say, hey, my name is Miss April May, and I hope you're having a blessed day. If this is your first time visiting my channel, thanks for stopping by. And if you've been here before, thanks for coming back. Either way, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Now, let's get into it.
Not even 24 hours after I posted this video, wondering if his warrior dividends were going to be bullshit, and it's coming out that they're bullshit. Those $1,776 checks that he wants to send out to the military out of his tariff revenue is actually coming out of a military housing stipend that's already been approved by Congress this summer in the amount of $2.9 billion. He's just claiming credit for it and rebranding its name. It's really par for the course for him. It wouldn't be the first time that he's claimed credit for something that he didn't do. Oh my God, you people. This is literally the definition of a snake oil salesman. He is taking something that you were already going to get, putting new wrapping paper on it, and calling it a gift. And you guys are just cool with that. Like, Jesus Christ, can I break into your house, steal your TV, then come over the next day and give it to you as a gift? Are you going to be so smitten you'd want to be best friends with me? Holy fuck, man. Wake up.
So Trump announced that military members or service members will receive before Christmas, they will receive a check for $1,776. And that number is specific because it's supposed to commemorate the year that the United States became a state, right? I mean, the United States became a country in 1776. So hence why we get that number 1776. But the gag is that these service members were already on track to receive that money because that money had already been previously allocated, I believe, by Congress for service members. So like I said, this money had already been set aside for these military members to receive. And this money was meant to come out of this fund for like housing to make sure that service members were able to afford their housing in their area. And it was supposed to act as like a subsidy, right? You live somewhere and you need extra money to pay for your housing, where here's the money for that. But here comes Trump, as usual, wanting to take credit for something. And I think this is the important part that we have to sit down and really think about, that Trump just wants to put his name on the check. That's it. He wants to be associated with doing something for the military, right? It doesn't matter that this money had already been allocated for them. He wants to say that he gave it to the military, that it was him. And then on top of taking this money that was already allocated for them, and then Trump saying, hey, you're getting this money because of me, he's now also attaching the tariffs to the military checks. Oh, the reason that we're able to give out these checks to service members is because we've made so much money off of tariffs, which I find suspicious. Because also, didn't he say that everyone was going to get a rebate check, like a tariff rebate check, because the United States has been taking in so much money from tariffs? Have you seen those checks? Did everyone forget that he said that? Because I didn't.
Love or hate him. Love him or hate him. But you need to love him because he did it again. The Honorable DJT is responsible. The deposit hit 1776. Thank you, Mr. President.
So then there are people like this guy who are saying, thank you, President Trump. You did it again. You got us some money, right? And I'll be the first one to say I have no problem with anyone in the military receiving extra money for anything. If there is anyone who deserves extra pay or to just be paid more in general, it's people in the military, right? They literally put their lives on the line, fight wars. Some of them don't make it back. missed time, missed experiences and memories with their family and their friends. So by all means, I have no issue with them getting any money, okay? But some of the comments on this guy's video were very interesting. And there was one comment that really stuck out to me, and it's this one. So, first, someone wrote, "You people understand this money is coming from the money already allocated for your living expenses, right?" And then someone else responds, "What does it matter where it came from? They deserve that money, and y'all telling them this on every one of their posts. I don't care if it came from Bugs Bunny. Leave them alone and let them enjoy it." So I completely understand, let them enjoy the money. They've worked hard for it. They definitely deserve it. But in this time and day where so many people, and by people I mean politicians and the leadership, right? When there are so many people lying, where there are so many podcasts where people just say whatever they want, and videos where people say whatever they want, and they do not care to base their statements in facts, it is important that we at least try to pretend that we know what a fact is. We are purposely, it feels like almost like just letting people manipulate us. So, yes, they deserve the money. The military deserves their money. Let them have their money. But it's also important for us to know where the money came from. I mean, Donald Trump claims to be, the president of transparency. So, wouldn't you want this to be transparent? Wouldn't you want to know where the money is coming from and who's getting it or whatever? Like, wouldn't you want to know if this party, the Republican Party and MAGA, I'll just call them the MAGA party, are claiming to be so transparent about everything? Why is someone saying, "Hey, this money actually was already allocated"? Why are people in the comments taking that like as a negative statement when it's just a fact?
Oh my God, it just hit me. I know why Donald Trump did that $1,776 bonus or warrior dividend to the troops. Because he knows he's going to lose the case when it comes to the tariffs. And he'd have to refund that money back to the American people. But he can't refund the money if it's already given to the troops, or he could make it seem like, oh, so you want me to take money away from the troops? Do you see how he did that? Literally, that just hit me right now. Because he can then position anyone who says you need to return that money as, well, then you don't support the troops. You don't care about our troops because you're demanding to take money away from them, money that we gave them. Tariffs, by the way, are something that's currently in the Supreme Court. We're going to hear about what's going to happen with that soon. And there's many things that could happen. They could say that it's illegal and that they have to give the money back. It could say that it's illegal and moving forward you can't do that anymore and what had happened already happened. Or we could see a thing where they say it is legal. But yeah, I can imagine him saying that, look, we can't give you the money back. You're taking money away from our troops. They've done a lot of great things. And once again, yes, pay our troops. I'm very happy to pay our troops. But it seems like he did this for an alternative motive.
So this guy here, he makes a very interesting point. So with this tariff case that is supposed to decide if the tariffs are legal or illegal, the legality surrounding the tariffs itself, maybe Trump has an ulterior motive with saying or giving this check for $1,776 to military members. Perhaps instead, it is a way for him to say, yeah, this tariff money is already spent. So if he loses the case, then I can't give back this tariff money because it already went to the troops and our troops deserve it. Do you want to take money from the troops? That's very un-American of you, right? I could imagine that actually happening. I could imagine Trump saying something like that. So this guy may actually have a good point. And it was something that I didn't even think of, but obviously this man's using all of his brain cells because I didn't even think of that.
I don't mean to be that guy, but what if that money is like surf and turf at the chow hall?
And I know he didn't mean to be that guy and be negative, but he might be onto something. So if you don't understand the reference of this might be the surf and turf in the chow hall or the mess hall. So when you're in the military, and this is all per my TikTok research and all that, right? But I've heard this before. So when you're in the military and you go to the chow hall on base, right? Usually you have like your standard food, maybe like chicken or something like that. But when you end up with surf and turf, when you end up with steak and lobster that day, then that means that pretty soon you're probably going to end up being deployed. Okay. It's kind of like, death row. What do you want for your last meal type of vibe? Right before you get deployed and you're shipped off to war, you all of a sudden have the best food, surf and turf, and this and that, anything and everything that you can imagine. So that's what he's referring to. So maybe this 1776, $1,776 warrior dividend isn't just for the heck of it. Maybe it's because of this impending war, conflict, whatever you want to call it, that's going on with Venezuela. So maybe this is the government's way of, sweetening the deal before they ship our men and women off to war. I want to know, let me know down in the comments how you feel about this warrior dividend check. Are you in the military or your spouse is in the military, for example? Did you get that check? How are you feeling about it? Because I know I also heard that everyone is getting 1776. But initially, when this money was allocated, it was supposed to be based on your location. So, service members who lived in a more high cost area were supposed to receive more money versus military members who live in a lower cost area. But now everyone's getting the same money across the board. So, some people are also feeling a way about that. But yeah, just let me know in the comments, service member or not. How do you feel about this? What do you think? I want to hear from you. Well, that's all that I have for you today. But please make sure that you like the video and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. My name is Miss April May, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
You're officially coming with me. You got that.